North Korea.
Okay.
When Director of National Intelligence Clapper, when he traveled to North Korea, were there any support officials from this building, State Department, who traveled together with him, such as Korean language speaker Shin Seiler?
Well, as you know, the State Department has worked very closely with a range of other officials in the government on these cases, and we've used every diplomatic tool at our disposal to see how we could bring them home. Director Clapper went specifically because we knew that there would be a greater chance of bringing these two individuals home if we had a high-level, cabinet-level official who was sent. But we did not want to indicate that this was the opening of any negotiations on nuclear issues. So it was appropriate that it was somebody with security credentials and not somebody who had been a negotiator or was working with other countries on nuclear issues or on human rights issues, because it is not an opening for a dialogue on those issues.
So no State Department official
Correct.
travel. Okay.
Yes.
So after the release of all three Americans from North Korea, are you gonna continue to seek the UN resolution on human rights that calls for referring North Korea to the ICC?
Nothing has changed about our concerns about North Korea's abysmal human rights record. Nothing has changed about our concerns about their nuclear aspirations and capabilities. Those issues remain ones that we will continue to work with the international community on.
I don't think it's correct that DNI Clapper's plane had troubles that delayed his mission.
That is correct.
What happened?
I don't have any more details for you. I'd point you to DNI for more technical details on the technical issues.
But there was, it was our friend Matt's scoop that the plane broke down in Hawaii. Is that correct?
I don't have details on exactly where in the process. It was en route, so it delayed the visit.
So it was on a refueling stop, though.
Yes.
And do you happen to know if it was the same plane that broke down in Vienna when Secretary Kerry was on his way back?
Well,
beginning of
technically
October?
speaking, there are a couple of planes that are in rotation. I don't have information as to whether it was exactly the same plane, no.
Apart from the specifics of that incident, is there a concern in this building or with your boss about the reliability of this fleet of aircraft?
Well, I think we've had, obviously, many of you have experienced the fact that I think 4 times this year we've had delays, the Secretary has, on our diplomatic travel, which obviously has an impact. So now we're seeing it have impacts in other places as well.
Right. To the best of your knowledge, though, there wasn't a problem with the North Koreans and the fact that they had to, DNI Clapper, presumably, or someone, had to call up North Korea and say, sorry, we're going to be a little late.
Well, clearly, he returned home with the 2 American
Right.
citizens.
But I
So
mean, is
Told him that he was going to be late because the plane broke.
I was not engaged in any communications about his arrival time.
is there any broader concern that this kind of thing happening so frequently now, or apparently more frequently, is affecting the ability of the U.S. to do business overseas, diplomacy and
Well, there's no question
rescue
it
missions,
presents
whatever.
technical, logistical challenges, Matt. But obviously, we do the best we can to make adjustments where needed. Obviously, DNI Clapper did that, the Secretary does that, and we thank all of you for doing that from time to time as well.
If you were wanting to request a new plane, would that come from the State Department in your budget, or how would you go about doing that?
You'd have to ask Congress for.
Or, yes, I know you'd have to go
believe
to
Congress would have to approve
But
new
would
funding
it be
for
a
new
request
planes.
from the State Department, I guess is my...
I'd have to check on that, Joe. They're DoD planes,
Right.
so I would have to check and see where any such request, not that I'm aware that one is coming from,
Right.
but broadly speaking, would come from.